Hi, I'm Pam Schmidt. I call myself the chemical minimalist. Kind of a tongue twister, but it kind of suits how I like to live. I like to do things as naturally as possible, and yet if medications are really required, I'll do that. But in general, I look for the most natural approaches in life. As you can tell, I have an eye issue. Let me get close. And I've been dealing with this eye issue now for 4 months. It's one of those situations where you do have to use prescription medicines because, I just can't handle it alone. But I would like to make a couple of videos to explain my journey, and maybe you can relate to it. It seems like eyes are my recurring issue. Everybody has their thing, right? Everybody has their physical struggle that they deal with. Some arthritis, some heart, some respiratory, and mine has been eyes. Over the last 15 years, I've done this thing 3 times. The second time I did it, I thought, I found all the answers and I won't be dealing with this again. Here I am. And it has been an emotional struggle for me. This is my retirement year of teaching. I'm so excited. I really am excited. And so I made it my goal to take a photo every day of my last year of teaching. It could be, an apple, it could be me, it could be a kid's shoes, whatever it is, but just a photo a day. Well, some of that would include selfies, right? And I haven't much felt like revealing how my eyes look in these pictures. But I'm doing it some anyway because, you gotta face the truth. Interesting question that comes up in all of this is there more than just a physical part to this? People in ancient medicines would say that the eyes, well, there's the old saying, the eyes are the window to the soul, correct? Well, the eyes will communicate, but the eyes are also an indication of health and of vision, insights. So it's an interesting thing that I've come upon this right now as I'm facing a change in life. And I'm excited, but then you question, is there some unknown lack of vision for specifics? I like specifics. And there are some that won't be specific in terms of how will life look in retirement. So that could play into it. I'll just tell you the history of my 3 go-arounds for this video. And then in future videos, I'll talk about some of the things I'm trying, because I'm throwing everything at it right now to get my eyes turned around. First go-around, I don't know, 15 years ago, and my eyes flared. It started with a case of pink eye, which I'm a school teacher. I get exposed to that. It's real easy to get pink eye in the elementary classrooms, especially with children that might not wash their hands the way they're supposed to. Exposure to fecal matter it's that and then pink eye. So kindergarten, what are you gonna say? I had that go around. It lasted about 8 months. And really, the eye doctor gave me all the drops and all of that, and some that were risky and all of that for glaucoma. But my eyes had their own timing, and it turned around when it was darn ready. Second go around, I don't know, it was about 6 years ago. And that one was rough. It lasted about 2 years. That didn't make me very happy. And so we were doing all sorts of things, and my eye doctor was very good to send me on to several specialists, including Stanford. In that process at Stanford, that specialist said, "Oh, I see rosacea in your cheeks, and I think there's some rosacea in your eyes." we worked with it. Finally, one more local specialist said, I'm sending you on for allergy testing. I said, I've done that. I'm allergic to grass and all that, you know, the pinpricks on the back. He goes, no, this is different. So these were the ones where they tape a bunch of vials on your back, and they're looking more at chemicals that you apply to your body and stuff like that, not just grass and dust. And we discovered that I was allergic to nickel, which is, you know, cheaper metals. And I am allergic to iron oxide. Iron oxide, that's in your makeup. That's in your pens and ink and paint and hair color and. So the allergist told me, this is what you're allergic to. And I said, how do I deal with this? And she goes, I just gave you the diagnosis. You get to figure out the details. So that took me about a year of researching products that didn't have iron oxide, makeup that didn't have iron oxide. It's, thank God for the company I found, and I don't think they would have been around 20 years ago. So, you know, I'll share some of those insights with you later. But once I figured that out, that helped get things a little bit better. And one eye specialist said to me, you are going through menopause. And I knew it. And he goes, you will probably resolve your eye issues when you're done with menopause. He said, I've seen it with quite a few of my female patients. And that happened. That whole process of menopause was about 2 years long for me, and my eyes were showing it. And believe me, I wasn't sad about menopause, so it wasn't like I had an emotional upset. So I don't know. There's a whole emotions and health thing that I'm doing in this. This go round, it started again with pink eye. I have to look at all the impacts. For me, it is probably 20 layers deep of environmental, emotional, dietary impacts. This time I have been in a pattern of having healthy protein drinks in the morning, you know, stevia, not fake sweeteners and all of that stuff. Well, when you do that, I'm cutting out the egg routine in the morning. When you cut out eggs and don't have them as often, you're cutting back on lutein, which is very important for eye health. So it's only been in the last week I've gone, I bet those shakes contributed. Got a wild hair. And I'm wondering, I've gone through shake stages before, and I'm almost wondering, and I can't chase it back, but was I in a routine of having morning shakes each time I took this dive? So there's a lot of things I'm looking at. Environmentally, I live in a very highly agricultural area. I live in Central California, where all the peaches, plums, nectarines, grapes, oranges, I don't know, everything is grown. Well, there's a lot of sprays, and it does seem like every time I do this, it's in the middle of winter. And there are certain sprays and things that happen at that time of year. There's probably lack of sunlight at this time of year. There's food things, you know, you go through Christmas, you eat those things, and I really fall off my dietary wagon. So that's what I'm struggling with right now. And I'd like to share more of that journey with you. If you have any insights and experiences, I'd love to hear your story. Let's work together on this. Please subscribe, like, follow, do all of that below, because I'd love to interact with you. Thanks again. Bye.